So, I'll grind 48, I believe. And I might have a little bit of a rant today. And I will mark the title as such so that you can now know when it is I have a topic to talk about and when I'm just goofing off. That said... Oh, good. I thought I'd lost my carrots, but it seems not. Okay, so I made a discovery. Apparently, spawning here at spawn is slightly random. And let me show you why this is. Oh my god, I survived. That wasn't even intentional. Woohoo! Oh, okay, so respawn. Look at this, right? Oh, hey, I'm on a stone. Let me try that again. Okay, respawn. Spawn in lava. It's great, right? It's interesting how you have like a good few seconds before anything happens. Lava. Right? And then, boom, not lava. In all previous circumstances, I would spawn up here. But now that this pit exists, I'm spawning down. Yes, by the way, I filled in the pit some more. Sorry! Including using up some more of my precious things to accent some spots that look like they shouldn't just be magma. Oh, crap. But see, this is what usually happens. So, I'm thinking making glass floor here and then testing, well, mostly glass floor, and then testing further to see what happens. But I didn't really want to have a glass floor. If I do, though, I'm not sure. I'm thinking I want it to be, like, black, if I do. Which I believe... Ooh, excuse me. I believe I have such stuff. And actually, it'll make building this a lot safer. And then maybe if someday I decide to take it out, I just have to use a silk touch first. So I'll busy myself with that. Creak, creak, creak. Here we go. See, 17, that's a lot. In fact, I only have... Well, no, that'll only make 2 stacks. This is definitely going to take more than 2 stacks. So I'm going to have to... Do I even still have a looting sword? I might have lost my looting sword. I think. I lost something recently. No, there it is. Okay. So, I may have to go looking for some more. But I did make this glass earlier. So, I think we should go on about that. So let's do this first. Like so. And maybe I could even just have a ring instead. That would probably improve the odds. Because I noticed whenever I spawn like that, it's closer to the edge. So let's begin. Oh, well. Actually, that's not bad. I'll do that. Being 1 down isn't the end of the world. So, Rant, right? Rant. This is not the first time I've come across this. I have 2 pretty good, they're kind of co-workers but also friends, who are very deeply, I don't want to say conservative in terms of the word's meaning, because these words don't mean what they're supposed to. But, and that's a whole other rant that I've probably already talked to you guys about before, and probably will and again in the future, but not right now. Regardless. They would call themselves conservative, and that will have to do for now, even though I disagree with the term. That said, they have both over the years, most recently this past week, but the other one was some years ago, they keep referring to this belief that hybrid cars, a new hybrid car is worse for the environment than still driving an old, inefficient, and dirty clunker. And this is wildly untrue, but they there was a thing, a dust-to-dust report, they called it, some time ago. And if you left out certain important parts, that is a conclusion you could come to. It was literally comparing an older generation Prius to a Hummer for some reason. Not even a clunker, but a Hummer, which it depends on the vehicle, but sometimes they're equivalent. When the whole trade in your old clunkers for cash, I can't remember what it was. Whenever that happened, see, look at this one. I can't even go once around with one stack. This is going to be expensive. I'm going to have to also get... Oh my god. I'm going to have to get sand as well. Because I actually probably have some spare glass kicking around. So maybe not. I wasn't planning on using it for this. But I do not want to get people killed just because they died. Which is actually, I guess if you spawn in magma after you've already died, it's just a waste of time and not really resources. Anyways, they keep referring to this dust, the partial information from the dust thing as suggestion that it's better to keep your old junky inefficient car than to buy a new hybrid or electric. Actually, at the time the first dust thing came out, the hybrids weren't as good as they are now, and there were almost no electrics available. So things have shifted since then. Oh man, this is going to take a lot. I always spawn on this side, right? So I'd better probably just... No. I'd probably just do the whole thing. It will take forever. And it won't make for much of an episode, but it will at least safeguard things. And actually, that's not a bad view right now, down there. You can still see things pretty well. The black tint isn't taking too much away from it. So, it's just... The argument basically is that the manufacture of hybrid cars is so wildly different from normal cars that it blows out of the water any relevancy the fuel economy savings have on the environment. Blatantly untrue. Terribly, amazingly untrue. The only huge difference, really, is in the batteries and the engine. And the frame and all that stuff, the same or often lighter, because these are vehicles that are specializing in being particularly light so that their efficiency is that much better. And I've run out. Shall we go hunting? Yes? Alright. I'm not sure where to go. Did the sun just go down, or is it coming back up again? Oh, it's coming up. Alright, that's good. I didn't really feel like dealing with all that right now. Especially without armor. Well... Even if, and this is a big if, because people have made the accusation but have yet to prove it, but even if, we'll just, for the sake of argument, go along with it, that the production of hybrid batteries and electric batteries is a dirtier, more expensive process than the equivalent manufacturing that has to go into a non-hybrid vehicle. The actual percentage of that, as studied in it was something Weiss or Weir study in 2000, back when hybrids were a lot less efficient and harder to make than they are now, found that the production, piss off with that, the environmental impact, which is measured in many ways, so the total combined environmental impact of production of a vehicle, of a vehicle's manufacture, accounted for 6 whole percentage points of its entire environmental lifelong impact. And the majority, I think another 2 or 3% was wrapped up in the disposal costs of that vehicle. If you take it to junk or you recycle and stuff, there are some environmental impacts in terms of running the machinery, fueling and building the energy for all that. That's all true. But it adds up to, between 5 and 8% when you add it all together per vehicle, because it does vary from vehicle to vehicle and manufacturer to manufacturer. When you add it all together, you're talking 5 to 8% of the entire environmental impact of that vehicle is measured in its manufacture. Did I just say that? So that means the other 90-something% is caused through the consumption of its fuel, or some machinery operation when it's maintained and stuff like that. And it was like, I think the report said something like 65 or something percent of it was in direct fuel burning, and the other 19 something percent was minus the manufacturing, the maintenance stuff, was in the fuel and energy and environmental factors involved in extracting the fuel that it burns. So technically you can fold those two together conceptually and still be honest. So you're talking 90, upper 80s to lower 90s% of its entire impact is in burning fuel. Now, if you take a Prius, which pulls 50 to 55 miles per gallon, and you compare that even to a new car, like a new Mustang or something like that's lucky to average upper 20s, which sadly is good by some standards. It blows SUVs out of the water that might, I know my parents' RAV4 gets upper 20s or maybe 30, which is really good for an SUV, but most of them get much worse than that. Even some of the hybrids get worse than hybrid SUVs, like the Escalade or whatever, gets worse gas mileage than like a sedan that has no hybrid assistance at all. But effectively, you double that fuel economy, you've cut the emissions, the amount of carbon that thing is putting out, in half. And if 90-something% of the entire impact of a vehicle on the environment is in its consumption of fuel, then you've nearly, not quite, but nearly cut the environmental footprint of that car, that Prius, in half. And the difference, talking, let's say 40 percentile points, you put that into the 5 to 8% that it takes to build a new one. Sorry for my stuttering. I'm thinking faster than or talking, one of the two, faster than the other. I'm trying to formulate my words, okay? So, and I need all of this stuff. Sorry, guys. Black glass, you must understand, right? Yeah, you understand. Oh. Okay, so, yeah, oh, you're not dead. I'm sorry, squid. You river squids, though, I just don't know about you guys. One of these days you're going to evolve to be man-eating or testificate eating. And then what? Maybe we could train you to eat zombies instead. Any more? So yeah, that effectively means that anywhere from, because in interesting, 5 times 8, 40, it's an interesting reversal of numbers. Oh, look, already. Cool. I like this river. It's really productive in terms of squids. Ooh, I wish I kind of had one of those affinity helmets so I could see what I was doing. Actually, you know what? I do have potions that would help with this. But I don't care. I wonder if there's a way to, farm these. Produce this thing where they will want to spawn, and they will only spawn there. Probably. I just don't know. It's not the sort of thing I typically think to experiment with. Anyways, you're effectively erasing, with the emissions and the damage you save by driving a Prius for a lifetime instead of a clunker, or a lifetime on the clunker's lifetime, or even a new, less efficient vehicle. Not in terms of poisons, because we're doing pretty well in keeping out the poison stuff, but carbon is not being limited. There is really no way to do it. And it has a lab testable impact that cannot be escaped except through out and out deception, which is unfortunate, but people do it. Probably, denialism. They don't want to feel guilty, so they'll pretend it's not true, the sort of thing. I kind of understand, but doesn't mean we can let it happen anymore. You're effectively removing between 5 and 8, the production impact of 5 to 8 new hybrids. And this is on the assumption that they are more dirty to manufacture than a standard car. You're still removing the entire manufacturing cost of between 5 and 8 of them per car, per Prius that is driven for a lifetime. And that adds up really well, because if each one of those new ones is a Prius, it's further removing another 5 to 8, and it's a rippling effect. And the best thing you could possibly do is not drive. Get on a bike, walk, use the metro or a bus in extreme circumstances. Life shouldn't have to be so far away from you that you actually need to do this, except for a couple of times a year to visit distant relatives or whatever. But assuming that it is, or whatever, it's still really... Oh, look at that. That added up really well. It's a big deal. I'm sorry, it is. And do I have more glass? A little bit. I'll make a dent, but I'm going to have to go farming for more glass. Isn't it fun? Yeah, so it's a bogus argument. Absolutely, super extremely bogus. And in this day and age, dangerous. I don't know. It's frustrating. I like them as people, but they can come up with some information that is really bizarre. And as my best ability to estimate the purpose behind is to make them feel as if they don't have to be guilty for their life choices. I mean, I don't know. That's an extrapolation I can't actually assert on either of them because I don't know what's going on in their heads. But it's frustrating. It's not exactly uncommon. You go onto Imgur or even on Facebook, some like IFLS or something will post an article, and the deniers, they just come out of the woodwork. It's a free-for-all. Ooh, that can't possibly be true because it's inconvenient. And my saying so is all the evidence we could possibly need to prove it. And I mean, they never say that, but that's effectively how they behave. I disagree, therefore I'm right. What? Based on what evidence? Where did you get this from? How did you figure that out? You can't actually pin them down on any data. And that, I think, is, it's really important. You got to have data. Base your beliefs on what can be demonstrated is true. And then have faith in the things that can't be, but you want to believe. I'm not a religious person, but I don't think there is no God. I just don't know that there is or not. And so I don't pretend to. I don't invest heavily in it. I will be good with whatever the truth happens to be. I'm just not going to tell you what it is because in that particular circumstance, it's beyond my ability to do so. And I veer away from people who insist that they can tell me what the truth of the matter is on that sort of thing. It's beyond their ability. It's beyond my ability. It's beyond everybody's ability. And wonderful things like that. So I seem to be going on a tangent. So let me, soon after this, go on a sand hunt. Make some more of this, finish it up, show you the results, maybe even have enough time left over to start thinking more about what's going on up there. Oh, before that happens, though, I should make sure this doesn't spawn you beneath the surface. But I'll try that later. I mean, if it does, it has been demonstrated at least that if you have the patience to burn in lava a couple of times, you'll eventually come out up on the plaza instead. So that's all right. It's non-fatal. It's not like you'll always spawn down there, even with the glass. So, okay, more on this stuff later. Well, I'm off to do a little bit more ink hunting. And to that end, I will do a thing, like so. Look at that. Ha ha ha. Alright, this will make it a little bit easier. And, of course, there aren't any. Oh, look at that. Neat. I did not know that was down there. Oh, here's one. So, I think I exhausted the topic I was talking about, but... Oh, I don't know. There was something else, though. There was something else. Less... Oh, I guess just climate change stuff. What with the cold snaps and stuff, there's a lot of people denying it. So, it's cold in my neck of the woods. Must be cold everywhere. Or, global warming can't possibly be real. There was actually a map from the NOAA, Global Research, I think. Oh, let's check this out. Did that work? No. Looks like the same amount. Well, regardless, Actually, this almost looks like I might be getting extras. 56? No. Okay. Well, I'm not actually looking for sand now. I got the sand, but it's currently baking, so that's why I'm doing this instead. But, yeah, there's a lot of denial going around, and it's ridiculous. The only reason the polar vortex, basically just polar air mass, was able to leave the pole was because the differential, the thing that usually holds it in place up north, has been, differential being the difference between its temperatures and the temperatures on the other side of the jet stream, basically, have been reduced because the temperature increases from, climate change, or global warming, frankly, to be honest, have been hitting the polar regions with double the impact as anywhere else. Which means the differences between the two have been going down. Even as both have been going up, the differences between them have been going down. And that has effectively allowed the thing that was strong-arming the polar mass into place to fade and no longer be able to hold it quite, nail it down quite so much. So it's been, effectively, this winter it's been wandering. Piss off! Oh man, I hate it when they're near water. Anytime it's involved with water, it's pretty much bad. Come on out of the water, fools. Yeah, so it's been wandering and making everybody feel really cold, even though it's frankly not. Oh god, I hate you. Ooh, now I'm gonna die. Ah, dang it! Friggin', but this is good news right here. Oh no, the effects wore off. Shaipaturvier. Just random guttural sounds. Oh, by the way, the mic is all the way over there. Oh crap, and I can't get out. Oh, I can. Never mind. So yeah, another point of frustration. Like I get pretty frustrated with denialism as a whole methodology. Why do people? Oh frig. Why do people want to not know the truth? Do they think not knowing the truth will really not serve? Knowing the truth, not knowing the truth, do they really think it will not hurt them or even help them? How could not knowing the truth help anybody? I just don't understand it. So it's a complaint. It's a complaint. Yay, sunrise! Oh, friggin' crap monkeys. Can't even find my way out of here. Oh, throw eggs at the offenders. You know, before my stuff dissolves into goo. Oh, man. Oof. Okay. Yeah, so, that's it. Sorry, I meant to actually, pick up my glass and show you the end results, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Oh, crap. Piss off! Hate them! Hate them so much! And now that it's raining, they're not actually going to decay. Shoot. Shoot, now I got somebody else on me. There is a fairly remarkable difference having and not having armor. I gotta say this. Ah, man. I didn't have a whole lot of health, but still. Not health, experience. I didn't lose that much. That said, I do seem to have gained a magic golden legging. But I lost my potions. I just started making some other night visions potion, but it's still no fun to lose it. Or lose any. Whoa! Leave me off. I don't want you. Leave me alone! Least you could do is drop your magical bow for all the pain and suffering I've suffered and pained. Alright, let's go deal with the glass. 52. I mean, that's fantastic. Those would normally be so hard to get. Oh, there appears to be... Oh, no, that's part of Oplek's tree. So that was good. I spawned on top of the glass. That's really good. Oh, jeez, it's still burning. 56. Must mean the rest of these... Oh, the rest of these are probably winding down as we speak. Very good. What? Come on, finish! Finish! You can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Thank you. Woohoo! Not quite enough, but cool nevertheless. Actually, I wouldn't have had enough anyways. So, I don't know. Do I really want to make this much? I don't. I do not want to make that much. I want to conserve and only make as much as I actually need. I think 3 is probably... Let's use this one up, actually. Let's try this and... Oops. See how it goes. So, I ran out of supplies and did not finish. This thing was larger than I thought. I was able to... I have still 1 stack of glass after this, but I ran out of ink. And I just wasn't having any luck finding any more. So I thought I'd just close this episode out with what little I did find. And wish you guys a good evening. And a good Thursday to follow, and a good Friday to follow that, I believe. You know, good stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please come again next time.